That's data science in a nutshell. So I want to know how I can apply a good methodology to this. Okay? I also want to identify the metrics that we can use during our methodology, right? Because remember, we're going to be applying the scientific method, right? And applying the scientific method is experimentation, right? We're going to be experimenting with our data. That's the science part of data science, right? So what are we going to measure those results against? We have to have some metric that you can measure against, right? So what are those metrics that are available to us? It varies by model, it varies by project, right? So I want to know that ahead of time. And then finally, the last step is we're going to start an ideation process to determine the projects that this is applicable to. And I'm kind of laying it out like this because sometimes most of us put that bottom bullet, the ideation side, ahead of time, right? You start off by saying, oh, I bet that if I did an algorithm like this, I could sell that and it would be a good startup. And that's not what we're doing here, right? What we're doing is we're taking an educated approach to a new tool that we think, has some potential. So I want to learn the tool. I want to educate myself on the tool. And then I'm going to go into an ideation process, right? Because now I'm the trained mechanic, right? Now I'm the trained mechanic that says, I'm a data scientist. I understand the process. I understand the methodology. And I've added a new tool, MetaProfit, to my toolbox, right? So then we're ready to start the ideation process, not before, right? So I'm taking my time in this because I want to make sure I'm impressing that upon you guys, because methodology is so important in data science. I have an entire discussion on methodology in my book, Your First Year in Data Science. It's available on Amazon if you're interested. But methodology is, I always tell my first year data scientists who work for me, if you learn nothing else from me, learn about methodology. I will teach you about methodology. Because that's really what it all comes down to in your first year in data science and throughout your entire career. So this is the type of methodology that I want to run you through, that you should be thinking about when it comes to new projects or new tools, or even showing up at a new client site, right? Showing up at a new job. Okay, so I think that's my last slide. Let's go over. So when it comes to things like this, we're going to become best friends. Give me just a second. Okay. We're going to become best friends with the API documentation that's available. And as I mentioned, this happens to be a very well documented API.